lately. For example, Generation Y being the quote-unquote entitlement generation. Can you explain what that is and maybe help give Generation Y some pointers on how to make sure everyone knows that that's not how you feel?
Well, I think the entitlement generation really shows up at the workplace. My sister was telling me that, you know, there was this young new hire, and he was in his 20s, and he came to the conference table, and he would just be talking all the time. He was always had the ideas. He was, you know, and she was put off because she was like, wait, you're supposed to pay your dues. You're supposed to just put your nose down and, you know, learn from the rest of us who've been here for a while. And then I was telling her about the book, so she read the book, and she's like, you know what, now I have a different understanding of this generation. It's not that they think that they know everything, but they've been brought up to be very comfortable with adults and very comfortable in adult situations. You know, parents have been a part of their life for much more intensely than our parents were. So they're very comfortable in adult situations, and they have been groomed to believe in themselves, which is a good thing. So I think that's just a cross-generational misunderstanding that if we opened our eyes a little bit to where they're coming from, understood them, then maybe we can learn from them as well.
Well, another thing that I know a lot of my friends who employ Generation Y people, one of the complaints they have is that they feel like the Generation Y people are always asking for praise, like they always want affirmation. It's like, oh boy, I came into work on time for 4 days in a row, so I deserve a day off on the 5th day, right? Because I did so well, right? And they want praise for things that the rest of us just do automatically and feel that are expected of us.
Again, I think it's how they were raised. You know, they've been raised in a very competitive environment, you know, whether it's playing soccer when they're 5 or violin lessons, you know, it's been structured play, and it's been structured education. So in those structures, there's always rewards and there's always praise. And so, you know, you get used to that. And I think coming into a workforce then where there's no structure and the lines aren't clear of who you're reporting to or who you're supposed to respond to, that's just, you know, grounds for confusion.
So speaking to the Generation Y people, how can they come across as being less in need of praise and less entitled?
Well, I think, you know, it always pays to watch and listen to those who have been there longer and who can offer some, you know, advice and tips and just learn from you know, other people's examples, and understand that I think this generation can try to understand our generation as well. I think that, you know, understand where we're coming from, how we did it, and that's shaping our lives. And so if Generation Y can understand